Hello and welcome to my Konmari journey where I'm working through the Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. So right now I'm working through the kimono section of this process, which is the miscellaneous items. If you are new to this series, I will go ahead and link up one of the beginning videos. You can go ahead and kind of get caught up to speed on what we're doing and how the process works. But we are getting ready to start the kitchen section. Now Marie has the kitchen as one entire category for, I guess one entire subcategory in the kimono section, and I feel like that's kind of a lot to go through at one time, so I am going to divide the subcategory up into subcategories. So I thought about what kind of categories I wanted to do, and I kind of had made a list, and then I have been following along / binge watching the Konmari series by a young mom, which I will go ahead and link down in the description box for you because she did a really awesome job vlogging through the Konmari process, and she's actually completely done with decluttering, so it's really great. But I really liked the list that she had, so that's what I'm going to be using. And these are the categories. We're going to do food, cooking, baking, eating, drinking, and then Tupperware. So that's 6 subcategories that we're going to do in this section. So this will be the first one, and we're gonna go do food. So with food, I have kind of 2 things I'm gonna be looking out for. One is gonna be things that are expired, bad, we don't want to eat those. The other thing is that my husband was diagnosed over the summer with a medical condition that is triggered by gluten. So he has to be on a gluten-free diet for the rest of his life. So I haven't yet kind of done a de-glutenifying purge of my kitchen. So we definitely are going to have some items that are things that he likes to eat that I don't, but he can no longer eat, that are going to be gotten rid of. So we are going to head back to the kitchen and get started. Okay, so this is the kitchen, and these 2 cabinets are our pantry, and this is where most of our non-refrigerated food items are. Let's go ahead and open these up for you guys. Okay, the bottom 2 shelves, I kind of went through some of the items on already back in my household supplies video, so those are looking pretty good. We have these 2 shelves of items, these 2 shelves of items. In the top shelf, we have 1 drawer that goes over there, but it's broken, so it's hanging out up there for now. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out all of the food items in here so that we can go through them. So here we have all of the food items from the pantry, except for those bottled waters and that case of soda, because those are definitely keeping. So I left them in there. So, I mean, I feel like this isn't really a ton of stuff. There's just the 2 of us, and most of this is stuff that we eat on a regular rotation and we do actually go through, but I am going to go ahead and sort through all of these items and put back the ones we are keeping, and then I will show you afterwards what we are not keeping. Okay, so these are the things we're getting rid of. This is some seaweed for making sushi that we have had for years. It's been open for years. We haven't ever made the sushi. I don't know if it's still good or not, but I don't think we're going to use it. Just a couple of canned goods. This, I think I had bought for a recipe, but I bought the wrong kind of tomato. I think I needed paste instead of sauce, so that will donate. Canned asparagus that my husband bought, but I hate canned asparagus, so that's donating. 4 cans of soup that were varieties my husband likes, but he can't have anymore. I have 2 things of stevia sweetener that I had got for my husband to use in his coffee because he's trying to cut calories. However, we bought the cheap brands and they add maltodextrin to them, and he cannot have that, so those are going to be pitched. This thing of vinegar is almost empty, so I'm just going to make up a little bit more of my vinegar home cleaning, and then I can get rid of that big jug. And then these 3 items were also in the pantry. They're going to be gone. This is just a bag, a wine bag we got from the grocery store. This is some leftover syringes from my bird's medicine, so we don't need to keep those. And then I just have 1 vase, which should go in the donate pile. It's kind of cute, but I'm not really a big flower person, and I really never use vases. So that's what we're getting rid of. So here's the finished pantry. On this middle shelf, I just have my glass Tupperware and some napkins. The next shelf is kind of beverage related items, some extra K-cups for Krieg. And then we have some more food. I got canned items and then some pasta and rice. And this is more snacky things, and then some tortillas because we love tacos. And then down here I just have my cornstarch and vinegar. Not sure, I would really like those to go in a different pantry, but we haven't got there yet. So if there's space, we'll move them. And then my cereal on the bottom shelf. So that's it. We are nice and neat. Onward to the next area. Alright, this is the next cabinet where we keep some non-refrigerated food items. This includes our spices and baking items. So the baking items I'm going to go through in the baking section, but I am going to go ahead and pull out all of the spices and we are going to go through those. Okay, so here are all of our spices. I kind of have them grouped. These are kind of the sweet spices, baking things, and these are more of the savory spices. And then I have a couple cloves of garlic because we put garlic in everything. Garlic. So before we moved to Florida, I went through all of our spices and got rid of anything that was expired. So I'm going to check again just to kind of see. There shouldn't be too much of that. And I'm just going to kind of also be looking for things we never used to get rid of, and also checking any of the spice blends just to make sure there's no potential allergy issues there. So these are the items that I've decided to part with. These are black, sorry, that was my bird, peppercorns for pepper grinder, which we do not have and they're expired, so go away. Sage and thyme, I can't imagine, I don't think I've ever used those ever. This is some cayenne pepper. We had 2, so I decided to dispose of the one that is expired. Black pepper, we had 3 things of black pepper. This one's almost empty and it's expired, so it's going. Cumin seeds, that's empty. And then this balsamic vinegar, which I had bought, but we haven't really used any, and we've had it for a few years, so that is also going to go. And here's our spice shelf. It's not super organized, and I'm sure it's not going to stay this way, but I put kind of my my sweet spices back here. These are the garlic cloves, then I have our pepper and our salt, then I have dill and Italian seasoning, which we use both of those a lot. These are my Mexican spices, and then over here in these 2 rows are kind of more specialty things that we don't use as often. And the other 2, the garlic salt and the onion powder, put it back on the tall shelf because they are tall. Here is yet some more food storage. And this is mostly like sauces and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all the food items out of here so we can go through that real quick. There's also our blender. Not my favorite place for that, but that's where it is right now. Okay, so here are all of our things from the sauce. This is a pretty small category, so I think I'll go through it with you. This is gonna go into the pantry with the other beverage items. Honey will keep. This is almost empty, so that'll go. Fish sauce is keeping. Sriracha is keeping. Spicy Asian sauce, keep. Soy sauce, keep. This hot sauce has changed a funky color, and I actually noticed when I got it out that it says refrigerate after opening, which we obviously haven't done, so we're getting rid of that. Teriyaki, more soy sauce. Pancake syrup we're almost out of. This is Worcestershire sauce. We never use that. We'll get rid of that. These, I have no idea what's in them, so I'm going to dump that and clean those out and return those to the Tupperware because I can never find my Tupperwares. And then we have this sauce container, which unfortunately, the only one that things really fit in are these side ones. So I'm gonna double check with my husband. I'm pretty sure that is going to go. And here's the finished cabinet. So you can see all of my sauces are right in the front, easily accessible for me to find. And then I went ahead and changed the shelf height so that I could put all of the blender pieces on one shelf. So that can make a little bit more sense. And we have an empty shelf on top. Yay! So that is a wrap for the food subcategory of the kitchen subcategory of the kimono category. And I don't feel like this was a really huge purging section for me, but it was just really good just to make sure that we don't have anything that's expired or gone bad, and just to maybe reorganize things just a little bit. So the next section we're doing is going to be cooking items. So pots, pans, those types of things. So that's what we'll be doing next.